is up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zulu November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by, your one stop for everything Adventure Radio. It's Hump Day! Happy Hump Day, everybody. Time for the Hump Day Happy Hour. We got a great show tonight. We're talking snowstorms, support your parks weekend, and the VHF contest weekend. We got a great guest. We got Joseph, VE3GKT. He's actually grabbing him a bite to eat real quick, but he'll be out here in a second. But super stoked tonight to get everything going and stuff. Really quick, wanted to give a shout out to the latest Patreons. I appreciate you guys and everything you do. You guys are absolutely amazing. You rock. And speaking of people who donate to the channel, last week we let everybody know that we were doing the new program where the top 5 people that donate every quarter in however they donate, they'll get thrown into the hat, and somebody will get something nice. So this is the current stats for that right there. Number 1, James Jenner, Evan and William Collins falling behind him. But I appreciate that. And, the best way if you're going to donate is to actually join the Patreon, because you get a lot of benefits with that. But don't get me wrong, I'll take the buy me a coffee or the tip jar, either one. But let's bring out our guest. He's in here now. What's going on, Joseph?
Not too much. What's going on with you guys?
Not much, man. You ate super fast, dude.
I just had a couple bites. I'll finish it up later.
Roger that, man. You could have ate. Chat's filling up quick. Hey Evan, hey Hayden, what's up, Joseph Collins? I've said hey to a bunch of people already and type. Plasma Storm in there, Logan Club, Covain. There's all kinds of people, dude. We're filling up.
Right.
How you doing, man?
Pretty good. Had a pretty good weekend. It was a little busy, but finished up the VHF contest rove and got home. And the next morning we had about 22 inches of snow, which is way more than we usually get. And then had to dig that out a little bit. So and then today we started to have a melt. So all the snow is going to be heavy and slushy from now on. So
absolutely,
what can you do?
Yeah,
that's what happens when you live north of the border.
Winter's here. The last couple ones we've gotten several big snows and ice and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But last winter I wasn't going out and doing Pota, so it made a whole new world of mess for me. Especially it's support your parks weekend. We all know I'm going out there no matter what. And
exactly.
Absolutely. Thanks to Vance with his challenge, to either hunt or activate a park every day. I swore, I said, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it because there's just too much that can go wrong. I mean, just one day of, just anything in life happening and it's done. But here I am. Yeah, well, since it's UTC now, day number 20 already in the books, and I've got every day.
Oh, that's awesome. Baby steps, one step at a time, right? So, and before you know it, you'll be at the end of the year and you'll have it done.
I want to see what this is. Jason Johnson just tagged me in a post in Pota.
Oh, so yeah.
I'm always curious what he's tagging me in. Holy crap.
What's that?
Holy crap. I am absolutely honored right now. Let's see if I can get this to...
Oh, yeah. Oh, I just saw that. Right on, James. I'll let you share that.
I don't know if you guys can see it or not. I will share it right here in a little bit. But evidently, I got Outstanding Operator. And that is just amazing.
That's awesome. Congratulations, James. Congratulations.
Wow, I did not expect that. And during the live stream,
Yeah,
literally, I just seen, I got a Facebook
yeah,
notification that Jason Johnson tagged me,
that's
and
awesome.
I'm like, what's he tagging me? I was like, did I get a new award that I don't know about? Because
That's exactly what it was.
normally Jason has to do the really special
Hmm.
awards and stuff like that.
Yep.
And
Yep.
he had to do my worked all West Virginia and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So anytime he tags me, I'm wanting to go look, but I really was not expecting that
That's awesome. That'll
at
go
all.
really nice beside your N1CC.
Yes, it will. It's coming, buddy. I've
Oh,
still
you
got the
betcha.
March the 20th, buddy. I've still got plenty of time,
Oh yeah. Oh,
and
definitely.
I'm really hoping that uh, you know, well, I don't really have plenty of time, to be honest, unless I decide to throw some of my parks out that I've been working on,
Yeah.
and just totally go for 10 bands in Florida,
Yeah.
because
Oh, true.
I've only got a couple weeks left here in the state, and
Oh well, you know what it's like in Florida. There's activators everywhere. Just bring a dummy load, and
yeah,
you won't get the whole independent bit of doing it, but you'll get the award if you want. There's been quite a few N1CCs going through recently. I don't know if you've noticed in the awards.
it's
Right, they're always right at the bottom.
like
So
I killed it the first few weeks that I was
oh yeah,
trying it. Like I got like
absolutely.
5 knocked out quick, and
Yeah,
now it's just the
yeah. It's
rest
the
of them
last
are
two that
just those lower bands,
yeah,
6 meter and stuff that I just
yeah.
can't seem to get. But
Once, sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
Once I started using 160 meters, I didn't use 6 meters again because it was easier just to put up the 80-meter end-fed half wave and tune it and get some FT8 contact on 160 than to hope that 6 meters was open enough
Well,
or people
well,
were
well,
paying attention or anything like that. That's what I found.
well, I mean, I've got, I think I've got 160 in all of those parks,
Yeah, exactly.
but there's still a couple of things that I need.
Yeah,
I don't know. I might have to do some figuring tonight and pull this off before I leave
yeah, yeah,
and
for
make it.
sure.
But all right, so we're gonna talk snow first,
Let's do
because
it.
it absolutely did throw havoc for myself, and I'm sure.
So, when did your weather start on the weekend?
Okay, like well, I'll get into it more when we get to support your park. But Friday I tailgated before. I
Right.
was actually off work, and I went on a rove, and we're going to talk all about that rove in a little bit. It was beautiful.
That's awesome.
Saturday was fine. Sunday was fine most of the day, and once the evening started coming,
Hmm.
it started raining a little bit.
Yeah.
Then the ice started falling.
Right.
Then the snow started falling. So
Right.
it didn't really mess up my support your parks weekend, but what it did do, because you were doing mostly the road for the contest,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I'm going to tell you, this weekend the Pota pileups were
Yeah.
absolutely insane.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Like
know. I
every park I went to, it wasn't nothing to get 200 contacts easy,
wow.
and that's just nonstop, never
Yeah.
never stop.
Yeah.
Because I'd be looking for a break to get on to the next park, and
Hmm.
you just wasn't getting them. And like finally on Sunday evening, the ice was coming down pretty good, and
Hmm.
I had come back toward the house. So I was within hours of the house,
Hmm.
but I even said, I said, all right, guys, the ice is really starting to pick up. We're going to have to get this done, because I wasn't leaving no hunters out there, and
Exactly.
and they did have some urgency. They really started to make it really as quick as they could and stuff
Hmm.
like that. And
Hmm.
I was definitely getting really quick with it.
Oh yeah.
All right, thanks 7-3 QRZ. Just,
Yeah. Yeah.
I felt like I was speed dating or something, but it got so bad by the time I finally left there, and I got maybe an hour down the road and got to Man, West Virginia, and it was just absolutely too bad. And I said,
Yeah.
you know what? My daughter lives down the road here. I'm going to her house, and
Yeah.
I went to her house and just crashed there. And then the next day, because I got to get a park.
Yeah.
I'm doing this challenge, so I got to get a park. And I'm like, fuck. And I was like, I really don't need to be out on this. I was like, and I don't want to deal with this pile up again. So I cheated. I went out. I did an FT8 activation.
Right on.
And, I got me, 25, 30 people.
Wow.
And I
Yeah.
headed back because, I wasn't going to be out there late again like I was the
Yeah.
night before and chance
Exactly.
actually getting stuck out there.
Mm-hmm.
And, then by the next day, I was able to get out and, I did 2 or 3 parks the next day. And, this is after support your parks, but
Yeah.
the snow really played some havoc. I did
Oh
get
yeah.
some really cool pictures I posted on Twitter and stuff of some deer that was feeding near me when I was activating one day in the snow. And, but my problem is tonight we're supposed to get 5 or 6 more inches after the ice that's going to fall.
Oh
So,
wow.
so I'm
That's gonna be rough.
like, I've literally,
You need to start winter camping, man.
because I seriously want me a ice fishing igloo. I do.
Oh yeah.
I want me one of those
Oh
so
yeah.
bad, and a buddy heater, because I'm so tired. I hate activating the car. I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more of that person that wants to be out, and I'd
Yeah.
rather be in an ice fishing igloo that's
Mm-hmm.
probably even more enclosed than my car. But
Yeah.
I just feel more adventurous.
Totally know what you mean. Yeah. Fresh
So
air and whatnot. So.
listen. I'll tell you how cold it was when I had all that ice coming down, and I'm trying to get the Eagle One down,
Mm-hmm.
and I got like 2 sections down, and all I hear is it's like the top 3 or 4 sections just fell down in there.
Right.
And if you don't know about the Eagle One, I'm sure you do, but if you don't know in the crowd here, that the wire actually goes up through the center. So if
Right.
things start to fall and you haven't pulled the wire out the bottom, it
Mm-hmm.
gets all bunched up, and all your antennas are not going to go in there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So then I have to take the antenna out of the mount and hold it
Oh.
and get it to come back out and stretch it back out again.
Oh man.
And by the time I get all this done,
Yeah.
I get the wire wrapped up and I just throw it in the car and I'm heading out of there. I'm worried about getting back. So the next morning, when I decide to go start clearing out my car to go for that FT8 activation, I go out and I'm brushing off all the snow and stuff like that. And I get around back of the car. Now I've drove from that park to her house, and like I said, it's about an hour. And on my bumper is the cap to the Eagle One and the 2 night ice ties that wrap
Yeah.
my cable. They were frozen to it, and I drove all that way, and they didn't move an inch.
That's awesome.
So it was crazy.
Yeah.
So
Winning.
how did the snow affect your rove?
Yeah, it didn't. We had a cold snap right before. I think it started on Friday, and so Friday night I was setting up the antennas in the driveway for the VHF Rove, and I got lent a set of halo antennas, which are horizontally polarized, mostly omnidirectional antennas. They're basically a dipole with a special match, and they're wrapped up into a square or a circle. And I got lent a set of those for 6 meters, 2 meters, and 70 centimeters. And I was setting those up in the cold on the roof of the car with the mag mounts on Friday night, and it was minus 20, approaching minus 20 degrees Celsius, less than minus 10. I don't know what the conversion to Fahrenheit is for that, but pretty cold. And yeah, I was having to use, trying to do it with gloves and whatnot, and so headed out on Saturday later in the day. Hit the highway about 2, which is about when the contest starts, 1:32, and then I had basically gotten just north of the city by the time the contest started. So I, stopped at the side of a ramp near an overpass and whatnot, where the shoulder's a little wider, and pop on the hazards, operate for a little bit, and then keep driving to the next spot. And it was cold the first day. That's pretty well it. So I drove 250 kilometers north. I don't remember exactly. And I remember on the way home, I was trying to get some of the salt spray, the salt dust off the windshield. I hit the windshield washer lever, and the windshield washer fluid came out on the windshield, and it froze. So the windshield wiper hit it. It spread. It took most of it off.
And it goes like
Yeah.
like a broken glass.
Exactly, crystals all over the windshield, because it was such a dry, deep cold, and so that was an experience. The drive was a long drive by yourself, but it was interesting. It's definitely something to try. The VHF roving and whatnot. So
Yeah,
I got.
I
Sorry, go
have
ahead.
absolutely done that before with the
Yeah,
the windshield thing. It's
yeah,
it's absolutely crazy, especially like if you're going like really fast or
yeah,
something,
yeah.
and you do that, man. It actually is kind of scary if you're going
Oh yeah,
fast. Actually,
it really was. It really was, and I had to have the heat blasting because of the defogger and whatnot, and it was an interesting trip. But I was able to get, other than the home grid square, I was able to get 3 grid squares north, and I got every grid on 6 and 70, 6, 2, and 70, I believe, except maybe 70. But I know I got every grid that I went to on 6 and 2, and I could check the log, but it's so yeah. That's how the first day went, and then the second day I left the house real late again, and started driving down south, and stopped. Did my one Pota activation at Victor Echo 5360 Dundurn Castle National Historic Site, which is a twofer with, I think it's VE5354. I'd have to check, but it's another National Historic Site that covers a wider area. I got a few in the log on. I got one in the log on 2-meter FT8, and then I got a couple in the log on 6-meter FT8, and then yeah, I pulled out the hamstick. So this
dude.
is a whole other adventure.
All right, so now you can actually teach me something here,
Yeah,
because I have no clue how to do 2-meter FT8, because when you go over here to the
yeah,
bands and click on there,
yeah.
there it's not there.
It's really weird. I've had that issue on some installations of WSJTX, and others I haven't. So you basically just have to, if you don't have that frequency, you just have to go into the settings, and then there's a tab for frequencies, and then you can manually add it. And I don't remember what I had to do because I had it already in the software, but that's pretty well as easy as it is. And if you have a rig that does 2-meter and 70 centimeter sideband, then it's no problem. I have a ICOM 7100, so it's no big deal. It does it easily, so it's just a matter of switching the band in WSJTX, and you're good. So yeah. So anyway, did a one 2-meter FT8 contact, which means that that's the last band and mode combination, other than anything CW, that I need to get phone and digital on every band combination that I have. So 160 through 6, and then 2 and 70. So that's pretty cool. It looks really nice on the stats. I just need to get a 220 solution going, and yeah, headed down to a 4 corners area, and activated the 4 corners there, and then headed home. And that was the VHF contest for me. I ended up with, I believe, 99 contacts in the log on 6, 2, and 70, and 47, I think, on 2 meters mostly, and then 35 on 6, and then I think 17 on 70 centimeters. I don't know if that adds up. That's just off the top of my head. So, and that was just the 3 bands that I ran. Because I have a stock 7100, I believe I'm within the power limits for limited rover, and I was the only person in the car. So that's how that went. It was an interesting experience for sure. There's a lot of coordination that goes into VHF contesting, um, in terms of skidding contacts and whatnot.
That's absolutely awesome, dude. You know, I wanted to do the VHF contest, but
Mhm.
of course it falls on Support Your Parks weekend,
Yeah, exactly.
and we all know that where I'm going to do there.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out a link. They said my buy me a coffee link is not working, so I'm trying to see what's going on here.
right
All
on.
right, coffee.
Yeah, I noticed that it fell on support your parks, and I'm like, I don't know what to do here. And then, because I started down the EME road, I was able to coordinate with, Peter, VA3ELE, um, the VHF UHF guy in the area here, and he convinced me to do the VHF contest, and even
I,
very nicely lent me the antennas. So I decided I would do that, and then I just wanted to squeeze in the park. So, but
catch
the whole issue was I took out the tuner for my because it has a 30-watt uh, limit on FT8. So I took it out of line for 6 meters, so I could run 100 watts. And when I needed to use the ham stick, I needed to touch it up with the tuner, so I had to reconnect that and go through that whole headache. So
Catch you later, VP Labs. He's heading out. And I also put a link in the chat so you can see if it's working now. I got that straight from the page. I don't know why my link would have changed though. That's kind of weird.
it's possible that it's expired or something.
Normally the buy me a coffee don't. Now the Discord link it expires all the time. It drives me absolutely
Right.
bonkers
Yeah.
because I like to just copy and get them straight in there.
There is a way to make it permanent, I think, but I don't know for sure. So
But
yeah,
so you had some antenna pictures, didn't you?
I do. Yeah, let me pull those up and let's start in a date order here. So the first thing I'll show here is my updated Go box kind of deal. I updated it before I went out. Share screen, window, share. Alrighty, so I think you guys can see the window there. Is that correct?
There we go.
Alrighty, so it's not showing me. Okay, there we go. So if you look here, you can see that I have a couple battery cables that are just basically have inline fuses. Those are new in this installation. The rig runner is new in this installation, and the rig cable, the rig power cable here, you can't see it. There used to be a hole there. I didn't cut the rig power cable when I first set up this box, and it turns out that was a huge mistake because I cut it when I was updating the DC power supply power circuitry in this box. I cut the wire down to 16 inches, and at full power, full 100 watts, I don't reach the minimum voltage cutoff, whatever that is for the 7100. The point is, the voltage drop across all that wiring is much, much less in this current configuration, and it's safer because the batteries are fused. Um, and that was not something I had before. So this worked great, this power setup, because I could run 6 meters FT8 from that ICOM 7100 down there um, for a while, and I didn't have any trouble in here with any of that business. So that worked out great. And if nobody has seen, if there are people who have not seen this before, the cover is on the right hand side here. But this box will fit inside of a 45 or 50 liter backpack, and I can hike in to anywhere with this. And that gives me 100 watts HF and 6, as well as 2 and 70 full digital. There's a Pi on the side here and a sideband with the tuner. So it's a very capable radio system that I'm able to hike in with in the summer.
Real quick, Joseph. Shout
Yeah,
out to Hayden, KB3GRG, for buying 5 slices of pizza. I appreciate that, man.
awesome.
Now continue. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries at all. So yeah, that's how that went, and this was done just in time for the contest. And
uh,
you might be able to see in this photo the tuner is disconnected. That's the tuner cable
Scott
there.
KN3A wants to know how heavy that is.
Ugh. Last time I weighed it, it was 35 or 40 pounds. It's pretty heavy, but it is doable. If you know what I mean.
Right.
It's pretty beefy. Especially with this. This is 3/4 plywood, I think. So that doesn't make it any lighter. I have some thinner stuff to use, but I haven't cut it yet. Um, so yeah, that's how it goes. But in terms of actually using it, the amount of times I hike with it versus use it when it's sitting in the passenger seat or passenger footwell, it's not a big deal if it's that heavy. And the reality is you can't make it too much lighter because most of the components in here are, commercial stuff, right? So
Yeah, definitely too heavy for soda, Scott.
yeah,
he said too heavy for soda adventure for me.
for soda, if you had the radio and the battery, it would still be too heavy even without the tuner. The tuner is
Yeah,
the lightest component in here other than
like
the
when
pod.
I
So
when I did my soda, like I had the G90.
yeah,
I had my battery, which I made the mistake and I put the whole battery box with it.
right.
I took my laptop like an idiot. Uh, I took the Eagle one, plenty of water. But dude, my pack was it was still way too
hmm
heavy. Like
hmm
for my next soda, it's going to be way lighter for sure.
Yeah, and I also have an FT817ND, and I have that all prepared with a couple antennas in a bag and whatnot, but with a smaller battery. And if I were to have to do a soda tomorrow, that's what I would take. But the reality is that in my area, there's not very many hills. I know that's very different than West Virginia, but it's just not a thing here. Most of our parks are, you know, most of our geographic features are valleys and rivers and stuff. So you know, that's just the
See,
way it is, right?
yeah. I mean, it's cool that we got a bunch of sodas, but it makes it difficult to do like 20 meters and stuff like that from parks because you're down
Right.
inside.
Yeah.
Uh,
Inside the valleys.
you're down inside the valleys
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and it makes it really hard to get out.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely. So so yeah, that's that photo. Anyway, let's keep going here. This is my
Oh,
first
sorry.
stop. Um, where this is, oh man, Avro Arrow Road or something. Uh, uh, this is the overpass of Avro Arrow Road over the 400 in Parry Sound, Ontario. So this is the furthest north I went. Um, just came up that ramp behind the car and parked the car and operated from there. And the next photo you can see the moon in the background. In this photo, you can see the 3 antennas. There's actually 4. There's a 2-meter, 70-centimeter whip. But you can see the 6-meter halo that's on a 4-foot fiberglass mast with some LMR 240 equivalent from ABR. And then the roof rail crossbars here are the guy points for that mast, so it doesn't move too much. And then there's a 70-centimeter halo on a single mag mount and a 2-meter halo on a triple mag mount here. And those are zip tied to the crossbar. And this was perfectly fine to drive with at highway speeds. I got up to about 120, which is about 75 miles an hour, I think, and it was noisy but not dangerous.
That's pretty
So
crazy, man. You would think
yeah,
that what's the tallest point of that?
that's 4 feet above the roof of the car. I'm 6'2" ish,
Hmm.
and the car comes up to about my eye level, the roof, maybe a little more. So the car's about 6 feet, and that's about 4 feet tall on top of the car.
Yeah,
So
you would think the
10 feet.
wind at like that speed would like
Oh, you can feel it, certainly. You can definitely feel it, like when you're when you're coasting. When you come off the gas, you can feel the car slow down faster,
right.
uh, especially because of the guy ropes and all the extra stuff. But it's what you got to do, right?
Yeah.
Go big or go home. So that's how that went. That's the setup I used. There's also you can't really see it too well, but there's a 2 meter 70 centimeter whip, and that was most useful for VHF going through Barrie and whatnot. So yeah.
Scott wants to know if you tried to go through Tim Hortons drive-through with that.
Oh, I didn't take a photo, but I did. Uh,
Oh my god.
there's a photo coming up with the Tims in my in the car.
Oh my goodness.
So this is a nice photo here with the sunset, and
That's beautiful.
that might make it onto a QSL card one day. It's a pretty decent shot. So, and I don't know if you can tell, but the roads were completely dry, and there we go. There's the Tims right in my lap there. So the setup I was using this time I would definitely change it in the future. You can see that I have the rig box down there with the Pi in the side of it. This here is the Pi, and then I have my laptop for logging voice contacts. And this is the duplexer to put both the 2 meter and 70 centimeter loops on one input to the rig. What I would change is the Pi and the laptop. The Pi worked, but not well. I would definitely try to use the laptop for everything next time. And for Pota, when you're hiking or whatnot, the Pi works great. Personally, because I don't normally carry the laptop, but I could definitely tell you that for this type of activity, the
Hmm.
laptop is the better solution by far. Just
Yeah.
having the integrated logging between WSJTX and your voice contacts is helpful. I was
Like
using N1MM.
I'm like a creature of habit when it comes to logging. I
Hmm.
mean, I want a smaller laptop to
Yeah,
take when I go for soda.
yeah,
I do, but I don't see me going to like logging on a phone or something like that because I've got my pile up thing pretty much down to an
yeah,
art,
exactly, exactly.
and I can go through a pile up pretty quick,
Yeah,
and I don't want to change nothing. Like that's just like the whole world is using hammers, and I'm not.
hmm, yeah.
And it's not because I think hammers is a bad app or anything like that. It's because the simple fact that I am really fast
With
in
what you're used to.
with the N3 FJP.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I'm really quick with it, and
exactly.
I've never had an issue at all.
Yeah.
And despite there's a big controversy, you know,
Hmm.
because you hear a lot of people saying they lose vogs, and then you got the people who really like it. Well, I've never had an issue, and this, that, and the other.
Yep.
Well, the thing is, I've never had an issue with my software, so
Exactly. If you're used to it, run with it.
I don't really have a reason to change it.
Yeah. So normally, what I would use for POTUS sideband pileups and whatnot, I would use a phone app. That's this one here. I don't know if you can make it out, but it's just called Hamlogger. It's on the Android App Store.
Okay. I've used that before when I first started ham radio, not for Pota or anything, but just
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. I don't have to remember to carry another device with me or a notepad or anything. I don't have to. It's ideal if you do, but the reality is I'm always going to have my phone on me, and so it's not anything extra to carry. It's just comfortable. I'm comfortable with the phone already, so I may as well just run with that app. I love it. For FT8 logging, I just use the Pi, and yeah. But going forward, I do want to experiment more with a laptop setup because N1MM is real nice, as well as um, integrating the log on the fly with the WSJTX log into one logbook would be pretty
mhm.
cool, and I'd like to try to do that. which is not something that I'm able to do now. Right now, I take the sideband log from my phone and the digital log from the Pi and merge them with ADIF Master. But that's a
which
whole other headache for
if
another day.
if I'm in any kind of cell phone signal
Mm-hmm.
whatsoever,
Yeah,
I just turn my hotspot on my cell phone to my
yeah,
laptop, and
yeah.
if I'm doing FT8, and it'll automatically send them to my QRZ right off the bat. So
Right, right.
FT8, I don't worry about.
Yeah,
You know,
contact confirmation is not something I'm good at, which is
and
something to improve
even
on.
if I'm not in Signal, it just
Yeah,
automatically stores them on my computer, and I just download it later.
yeah.
But the sideband, that's a whole new world.
Anyway, let's keep going here.
Okay.
Oh, fewer photos than I thought. This is from Grid Square, Fox November 04 Echo Kilo. Another overpass. It's a really dim photo. I apologize for that, but there's a few cars driving down the highway that you can see, and then that's the skyline of Barrie. My apologies. And yeah, so I got a few local contacts as I recall, and then I also worked. I think my longest distance contact was from here on 2-meter FT8. And I don't remember what grid that was, but it was a pretty good haul. And then this is the photo from earlier in the day, or earlier on. That was Saturday. This is the Saturday Rove north of Toronto. And then this is on Sunday. This is Dundurn Castle National Historic Site, where I just set up in the parking lot and made a few contacts for my only Support Your Parks activation. And I took the photo leaving the parking lot just to show that I did actually do the activation. And this here is some random photo that seems to show a contact with Echo November 84. I don't know why I have this photo or why it was even transferred, but it's here. So, but you can see that normally you would think that VHF FT8 is pretty dead, and it is, but you can see that there is definitely some activity, and it's worth giving it a shot, especially during the contest.
Absolutely.
So
Shout
that's
out,
a
shout out
432
to
right there.
shout out to whoever just bought me a piece of pizza. You didn't put a name. It just says someone bought you a slice of pizza. I appreciate it. Guys, if you do donate, please try to throw your name or your call sign in there. That way, if you don't want me to shout you out, you can put a note in there that says don't shout me out. But I like to know who's helping out the channel and stuff like that. And every donation that's being taken between now and Florida is going toward the Florida trip because I'm taking off a month of work and
Wow.
basically concentrating on Parks on the Air and building my YouTube channel up really good. And I got a lot of big stuff planned in Florida, so any help is appreciated. But yeah, I'm gonna be drained from the month of work.
Right on. So let's continue here. This is just a photo of Monday morning, and you can see the dump of snow that we got. That's the fan. Let's zoom in on that. That truck on the right side of the photo there got stuck. So that's buried up to the top of the bumper, basically.
Nice.
And had to dig that out. That was a long day. And 22 inches behind the ruler. This was closer to the garage where there was a little hill, but that was the most snow that I ever remember seeing in one go.
Yeah, it definitely was a lot of snow. That is for sure.
Yeah. And then this is the project I was working on the clubhouse last night, which is that TR switch. So hopefully the goal is to use this device with my radio and then a transmit antenna and a receive antenna for 160 meters. And hopefully I'll be able to hear better on 160 with that setup. That's the goal. So yeah, that's how my weekend went. Pretty good. And yeah, let me stop sharing my screen here.
All right, I can remove that. Yeah, dude, that looks like an awesome time. Like I really wanted to do the contest, but I never even thought about the roving part like that. That's really
Yeah.
something that is interesting to me because I'm big on roves.
Hmm.
That's something that I'm really really big on,
Oh yeah.
and and which kind of brings us into the support your parks.
Hmm.
I was not going for a record amount of QSOs or something. I don't know
Yep.
if you remember, but when I was talking to James about it, he was going more for QSOs, and I said
Yeah.
I was more for parks.
Yeah.
But I also don't turn away a hunter either.
Yeah.
And I got the numbers here.
There's a story about that.
Let me pull it up really quick.
Real quick story
Yeah.
then, if you're pulling that up. I stopped at that Pota activation that I did,
Hmm.
and had to set up the 40-meter ham stick because I only got 4 digital, VUHF contacts, and um, set up the 40-meter ham stick and spotted, and I couldn't stop the pilot. I said QRT gotta go, and they were still coming, and I couldn't get them to stop. So it took like 3 or 4 minutes after I spotted his QRT for the people to stop calling. And I think I spotted QRT at like 13 or 14 contacts in the log, and I ended up with like 18 or 19 sideband contacts, something like that.
Wow.
So there's a
Yeah.
question here from Scott. Um, I ended up with, I believe, 99 contacts. I have to double check that and before I submit the log, but yeah,
Yeah, and I see Joseph Collins was talking about there were so many POD
yeah,
activations. I know
it was
I looked at
berserk.
the spotting page one time and there
Yeah,
was over 100
yeah,
spots. And I was like,
it's
holy crap.
it's a little crazy. Yeah,
I
I
mean
saw a
that
lot of I saw a lot of new posts on the Facebook group from newer activators, and they were saying, "Oh yeah, I got so many contacts this weekend," and I'm like, "Man, a year and a half ago when I started, that wasn't possible."
well,
So
I mean it like when I first started doing POD activating,
yeah,
if I got to a park and it was like 45 minutes till UTC took over,
yep,
I wouldn't activate
yep,
because I'm this big scared of not getting an activation done for one. Like I knock on wood here, I have never failed an activation yet,
yep,
and like it's but now like I'll get to a park at like 15 till
yeah,
UTC.
yeah,
Let's go.
done.
I'll get
Yeah.
I'll get 30 or 40 contacts easy. So
Yeah.
it's crazy. What's up, Joe Brett? Nice to see you out there.
There's
But
a few
yeah, I
few
gotta go ahead.
there's a few comments in there.
Let's see.
Zach, yeah, I did work Zach park to park on a late shift. That was pretty cool. Zach is my Oregon contact. For
Joseph got 50 park to parks for the weekend.
Yeah, and then there was another one in there. Scott, Kilo November 3 Alpha. I was born in Scarborough and lived in Newmarket. Were you anywhere near there? I live in East Mississauga, and I drove north on the 400 through Barrie. So drove past Newmarket on my way north on the Saturday of the Rove. Mike, Pota's getting more popular. It's crazy. Yeah, no kidding. It's a little nuts.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. But I ended up with 1,107 QSOs,
Wow.
and that was doing a rove.
Yeah.
Like that. That's just beyond amazing.
Yeah.
Like I did not expect. I expect doing a rove. You get in and out a lot of times. I don't stop at 10, but if there's a break at like 25
Hmm.
where people stop, I'm out. But
Yeah.
they never stopped this weekend.
Hmm.
Like it was just absolutely balls to the wall. Like
Yeah.
it was like the late shift activation roars right off the
Yeah.
bat, and they just
So
stayed on you.
Yeah, no, I totally know what you're saying. I did look up. I don't know if you saw, but I posted on a few weeks ago. Posted on Facebook and shared it to Discord about merging your logs in ADIF Master and putting them in an Excel file, and then being able to use Excel to sort by whatever category you want, and looking up your stats that way. And I did some of that with my previous logs at the end of 2021. So looking back from the end of 2021, and what I noticed was that for any particular day where I took the date of in the log, and I took the total contacts for that day, and I sorted it. And what I found was the days that had the highest total number of contacts were all roves. There was not a day that was like in the top 5 or top 10 that was one park in that day with a big log. It was always a day where I had done at least 2 parks or something like that. And that's good to know, because I think what we you have to understand is, even though when you go to more than one park in a day, you're not working the exact same people twice. There are a few people that will be in both logs.
Right.
But what's happening is, in my opinion and in my experience, is you're just working the easiest people. And there's going to be people that are easier to work from Park A, and people that are easier to work from Park B, and people that are easier to work from Park C. And again, in my opinion and experience, the further you, the more contacts you get, um, the drier the pileups become a little bit. So it's easier to go to 3 parks with the slight change in propagation as you're driving and whatnot, and work 50-50-50, in my opinion, than it is 150 at one park. For the help that you get, does that make sense? Does that thought make sense to you?
It does make sense, but like this weekend, it wasn't like that at all.
Oh no, this weekend I wasn't doing a lot of HF, but it was an exception for sure. I
Yeah,
totally understand that.
like I couldn't get out of a park. It was
Yeah,
crazy, and honestly, it wasn't just a weekend because I tailgated
yeah,
before to support your parks. I was off
right.
work Friday, and I
Mhm,
said, you know what, I'm going on a road tomorrow. I
mhm,
said Thursday night, so I'm going on a road, and I got up and I drove down and I got my first new state for the year, which was Tennessee, because I hadn't activated in Tennessee yet.
mhm,
And I got to get 10 new states this year, and there's
right.
number one off the list.
Yep.
I started there, and then I started heading back through Kentucky, back toward
Mhm,
the house. And like my plan was to do like 10 or 11 parks that day, but I only got 6 in that day because
oh,
the pileups were so
yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
Like I was supposed to run the net that night, and I had to message my buddy. I was like, "Can you run the net?" I was like, "I'm still 2 hours away, and I've got to at least do one more part."
yeah, yeah, for sure. It's pretty interesting, and we're still closer to the bottom of the solar cycle than the peak. Um, I wonder when the point is that you can run QRP on a hamstick and still get 100 in the log. I think that day will be pretty amazing. So I haven't tried QRP on a hamstick yet, but we'll see how
Yeah.
that goes.
Well, that's just like last night on the clubhouse.
Yeah,
Don was talking to me about my Eagle One.
yeah,
He's like, yeah. He's like, but it doesn't really work that great on 80, does it? And I was like, I get over 100 contacts every evening on
yeah,
80.
yeah.
So
80 is an awesome band for Pota. I really like the bands where you get the wider spread of contacts, in terms of there can be short skip still, but you can also get the longer
like
contacts.
I get a lot of really good Texas
Yeah,
contacts on 80.
yeah,
And that's a decent little haul from West
yeah,
Virginia.
for sure.
And I get a lot of like 5.9s from Texas. So
Hmm.
I really like 80.
Oh yeah, for
It
sure.
it won't be happening when I'm in Florida because I won't have the Eagle One and I'll have other antennas.
Yep,
But I'll be doing a lot earlier activations when I'm in Florida because
for sure.
I won't be at work all day, so
Yeah,
I'll be activating earlier during the day.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
Lots of 20 meter for sure. Uh, but yeah, so I started there and I just started working my way back, and I actually got 3 parks that had never been activated. I'm like, I didn't even,
Wow.
when I planned my rove, I didn't
Yeah.
even look at
Well,
that.
yeah.
And I just happened to click on one of them when I was there, and I was like, this ain't been activated. And I looked at the next one in the line. Holy crap! And the next one, and I got 3 straight
That's
parks.
awesome.
And I was like, you got to be kidding me.
That's amazing.
So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
that worked out really great. But I got back, really late that night,
Mhm.
and well, I got 2 late shifts that night that
Oh,
started
wow. Yeah.
support your parks.
Yep.
Got one right at the UTC and did
Mhm.
like 150, 170 contacts somewhere to there.
Oh, wow.
And I drove another 2 hours and did a really late activation. Matter of fact, Vance said something like, "He's on late. I'm going to get my contact for tomorrow," and he worked me that night. But what was really interesting is my first contact in Tennessee that morning. I hit CQ and I spotted myself, and my first contact was Finman right off the bat, and I was
On
like,
what band?
"This is going to be a good day."
What band was that on? 20?
No, yes, it was because
Man.
I did 20 for right off the
Yeah.
back because I said I'm gonna try 20. I'm in Tennessee. I can do it better.
That's
And
awesome.
another interesting contact. I can't remember if it was Saturday or Sunday that I got. I actually
Yeah.
talked to a pilot while he was up in the plane. He was over Virginia at the moment when he
Oh,
got
wow.
me. So
That's awesome.
that was really cool for Support Your Parks weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And and I didn't plan on talking about this, but let's see if I can bring it up here. But it is kind of Support Your Parks related. So let me see if I can find it here. Well, there we go. Share.
Wait, hold up. Oh, okay. Let's do this first. Awesome.
And, well, where did it go?
I think. Did you click on the program? It did that for me when I minimized the program that this was displaying. That was displaying the photo.
Well, I don't know what. Let's try that again. Oh, I see what I did, I think. Let's just get rid of that. Stop screen.
I was noticing Mike had 2 contacts earlier on, almost 10 minutes ago. He was talking about his first activation, 46 contacts in 2.5 hours, and his last one in 2021 December was 173 in 3 hours. It's a huge improvement.
All right, so yeah, there we go. All right,
There you
so
go.
when we start the live stream, for those of you who wasn't on when we started the live stream, I happened to get a Facebook notification from said Jason Johnson tagged me in a photo, and I didn't realize this was Support Your Parks related even, but I started reading why I got it, and I was nominated by Whiskey 3 EEZ because yeah, basically, I'm gonna give you the short story. You can go on the Pota page and read it. But he said I was running a huge pile up, and an 11-year-old came on there, and I basically shut down my pile up and worked through the contact with him, and had a fairly long QSO with him, and told him to have his dad message me on QRZ, and I'd give him a card and stuff like that. And that happened like 4 times on Support Your Parks. I worked like a 7-year-old, a 9-year-old, an 11-year-old. But anyway, evidently he turned me in. And I really appreciate it. I wasn't expecting that award. That's not something you can, just go out and earn.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that. So
Congratulations, James. That's it's really nice to have for sure.
I appreciate it, man. But yeah, I think my total parks. Let's see, I'm not going to count the tailgating. I did 1, 2, 6 on Saturday and 3 on Sunday. And then, 6 tailgating, but they don't count.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. But yeah, that's something that I do. Like if there's a kid on there, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're some crazy DX and you're trying to break through. I'm gonna work that kid and I'm gonna try to get him interested in the radio because that's the future of radio.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna be here forever doing Pota, but
Yeah.
Like I like to take my grandson out, and he loves to give signal reports for me.
Oh yeah.
And he gets super excited. He'll be screaming. He'll be like 5-9 West Virginia.
Oh, that's awesome.
He gets super excited, and I love to see the kids just get out there and just love to be on the radio. And there's one kid in particular. I have worked him 5 or 6 times. He is 7 years old.
Wow.
He's from Indiana, and I've sent him a card, and he like every single time, I'll sit and I'll stop what I'm doing, and I'll tell him, stay with it. You're doing a lot better, because he's studying. He's 7 years old, and he's studying for his technician test.
Oh yeah, right on.
I mean, that's amazing to me.
Oh yeah.
So,
Sure.
Then I was telling you before the stream, I got other good news. I got a QSO card today, and with it came a letter, and the ARRL guy from West Virginia had messaged me, and he wants me to do a Pota presentation at the Charleston Hamfest. So
there you go.
Really excited about that as well.
Right on. Right on.
But yeah.
You're really making waves there.
Other than that, support your park weekend.
Other than all that.
It was amazing. I had a blast. Other than the not making it home for a few days because of ice.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy because I took off Friday, and I'm always off on Saturday and Sunday.
Yep.
And then I get the ice storms, and I don't get to go to work Monday and Tuesday.
Oh, man.
I made it to parks.
Yeah.
But I didn't make it to work.
Yeah. It's all good, I guess.
Oops.
It's not like you've mentioned that publicly on the internet or anything.
Yeah. Not like I said it on a live stream or something.
No.
Not
well, at least we're 59 minutes in, and hopefully nobody's going to come digging for it. But,
I would highly doubt anybody from my work watches my live stream.
Yeah.
But if they are, oh well. Fire me in the next 3 weeks, because if not, I'm on a month vacation anyway. Yeah, so I got a friend that asked me, said, "How are you doing that?" I was like, "I'm just turning in that I'm going to be off for a month." "They're going to let you?" I was like, "He ain't got a choice. What are you going to say? No, fire me."
Yep.
It's Pota time, baby. Nah.
It's the winter, James.
Not in Florida. Not in Florida.
Not in Florida.
That's why. That's exactly why.
So, I got a question for you. If you're going to be down in Florida, are you going to get your own Florida Man headline before you leave?
My own Florida what?
Your own Florida Man headline before you leave?
Absolutely not. I'm not going to get the Florida Man headline, but I am going to get a Florida kilo.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to it. Are you really going to be down there for a month?
Well, from the my club meeting is on the 6th of February. I'm leaving on the 7th, and I'm coming back around the 4th of March.
Oh wow,
So
that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, definitely gonna be.
Sorry, we're doubling. I was gonna say, what antenna you're planning to bring with you?
Well, I'm gonna take the Eagle One, and I'm going to take the Buddy Stick Pro. I haven't even used this yet. I got it in the mail and have not even got to use it because we got all this snow and stuff like that, and
Yep.
I'm not about to go out there and set it up and take the extra time when I can throw up the Eagle One really quick. Nah.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I've got to get used to it before I go down for sure.
Exactly.
And I'm going to take a infed halfway, but I'm not sure which one yet.
Right on. Good stuff.
I'll have plenty of antennas. Might have 2 radios with me. I'm not sure. Definitely have the 9918, but I may have the other radio too. So
perfect.
I got a lot of good stuff, because I'm going down for Hamcation.
Yep.
It's also my birthday.
Yep.
And while I'm down there, me and K80MRD is going to hook up and do an activation because he's going to be actually down there staying at his dad's for like a week after the Hamfest.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be at my mom's, so that's going to happen. And me and Bill, we're going to do at least an activation, if not a rove. I'm hoping to do a rove. I'm hoping to do a rove with Bill. I think.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Please go ahead.
I think that would be really interesting to do a rove with Bill because Bill is Mr. Rove. I mean,
yeah,
this guy, like,
I remember seeing Bill's posts from when he got relicensed. If I'm not mistaken, he was licensed before, lost the license, then, or lapsed the license, and then came back, if I recall correctly. But I remember seeing his post saying, "I need an antenna for my HOA and all this," and that was mostly, I think, at Ham Radio Crash Course, and that was before he found Pota. And I remember seeing him start to do Pota, and that was, I think, the middle of 2020. And it's pretty cool to see someone who is just posting on Facebook not having found Pota when I was also a new ham, and that we're both doing Pota now. And he's doing it on a whole other level than I am, but it's still pretty cool,
yeah, like, I like watching the stats. I'm a stats person.
Yeah.
And, so every day I go to Top Activator of 2022 and I look through total activations and I look through unique parks and then I look through QSOs.
Yep.
And like the number of activations that he puts out is just insane to me.
It's insane overall. Yeah.
Like it's insane to me. And like everybody all the time is like, oh my God, you like must live in the parks. What about him? Come on, man.
Yeah.
He's like killing it, dude. Bill,
yeah.
you're the man. Okay, you're the man.
Yeah.
I'm not going to complain. I'm sitting in the top 5.
The question I had for you a minute ago was, are you going to rent a car or what are you going to do down there?
Well, see, that's the thing. It's actually my house is my dad's old house, and it's not insulated very well. Right. February is a very big electric bill month for me. We're talking $500+.
Oh wow!
And I'm not going to have that electric bill.
Right.
I'm going to Florida. I'm going to stay at my mom's house, so I'm staying for free.
Yep.
And I'll eat at her house most of the time, so I'm eating mostly for free.
Yeah.
The big thing is I still got to cover my bills and stuff while I'm down there and my expenses, going. But my mom actually loves going to the parks with me, and she'll drive me. She'll drive me because
awesome.
when I went down there last April,
it
got her hooked. It got her into the outdoors mood going to the
Right.
park with me. And she'd go and I'd set up and she'd go do her own thing.
Yeah.
She might go for a walk or go somewhere and nap in the shade or something. She'd do her own thing. But
Yep.
when I left, she ended up going and getting a bike, and she's been riding bikes like all the time now. So
That's awesome.
it's making her healthy.
That's
So
awesome. That's awesome. So I understand she drives you to the parks, but is she going to be able to keep up with Bill?
oh no. I'll actually ride with Bill. That's
Oh, okay, cool.
that
Right
I'll
on.
ride with him if
Yeah.
we do the Rove.
Right on. Right on.
Let's see. Hayden was activating a park in West Virginia on Saturday.
Pat said bring UHF and VHF.
Oh, I will. I will. Like I'm the Ham Radio Adventure guy, man. Last
There
time
you
I
go.
was in Florida, I did a lot of VHF while on the beach, but I also I had a QSO and I tried to film it, but it was just horrible. I did a QSO while I was on a roller coaster at Legoland, and it was pretty insane.
Oh yeah, no kidding. How did you get the radio on there with you?
Just a handheld.
Yeah, I know, but don't they normally make you? I don't remember. I've only been to like an amusement park once.
I had to take my hat off and I had my radio in my pocket.
Oh, okay. If it was in your pocket, okay.
Yeah.
Because you always hear stories about people losing their cell phones on roller coasters and whatnot.
Oh
Right?
yeah,
So,
well, I kept my cell phone too, but yeah, soon as we pulled out a little thing, I pulled it out, and it was a repeater contact. It wasn't
that's
nothing
awesome.
major, but
Yeah.
how many people can say they talked to somebody on ham radio while riding a roller coaster?
Pretty dang few. That's awesome.
It was good stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, other than Bill and Mike,
CQ roller coaster, CQ roller coaster.
some of the stuff I've got planned for this year might just absolutely flip you out. I've got some crazy plans. Hopefully, it's all going to come together.
Well,
And
whatever you do, don't get arrested.
well, I mean, if I'm in Florida, I could get my Florida man story. I could be on. I could be on. Did it happen in Florida or anywhere else?
Oh man, that's too funny.
I hear it now. Ham radio YouTube guy gets arrested for.
That's hilarious.
All right, real quick in the chat. If I get arrested in Florida, what do you think I'll get arrested for? This is going to be fun.
Trespassing.
All right, Joseph says trespassing.
Oh, seriously, like if you're at a park beyond time or whatever.
That's another thing I've got to get up with Bill.
Yeah.
I've got to find out what parks I can do the late shift.
Yeah.
For when I need to do it. I know there's one that I really want to do. It's like the old fishing pier down in Tampa. And
I think I know what you're talking about. I think Bill has posted photos.
Yeah, Bill has posted photos. It's open 24/7, and I want to activate that one for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't been down to Florida. I've been to in 2008. I think we went to South Carolina for vacation, but that's the furthest south I've been.
Let's see, what time will I be heading off this weekend? I'm not 100% sure. I haven't got this weekend even planned yet.
Brian,
that's horrible. I've got next weekend planned. next weekend is Winterfield Day, and I'll probably do that for the live stream next week is Winterfield Day. But I will actually be doing Winterfield Day from where it's actually a club activation, but we will be doing it from a park. So you can only do Winterfield Day 12 hours during the whole time. So we're going to do 6 on Saturday and 6 on Sunday, I believe. And anything other than that, it's going to be parks on the air. So Winterfield Day, I'll probably be using Club Call, but it'll still be me. Well, there's a couple of them that will probably get in on it, but it'll be Whiskey 8 Lima Oscar Golf. So that's what I'll be calling on Winterfield Day.
Right on.
Good stuff. You got anything planned for Winterfield Day?
I don't. I remember looking at the rules and thinking it was a bit of a headache in terms of self-spotting or whatever and FT8, and I'm sure I'll be able to get it and do something, but I'm not sure it'll be Winterfield Day. It might be Pota. So
well, I mean, I figure I'm in a park.
Yep.
So every contact I make counts.
There you go.
I'll definitely walk away with a kilo that weekend because I've already got plenty of contacts from that park anyway. And but I'm actually going to be up on the top of the mountain. We're actually staying at a place. It's called Tick Ridge. That's right. You're in West Virginia when you're on top of Tick Ridge.
Tick Ridge.
But it's at Cabway Lingo State Forest, and I've activate there quite a bit anyway. But we'll definitely finish off a kilo for sure that weekend wherever
That's good
I'm
stuff.
at.
Yep.
All right, guys. We've been going over an hour now, and I'm not going to keep Joseph all night because his battery's going to die on him. And
still at 34%.
You're doing good.
Yeah, it did pretty good.
So. You're doing good, but I appreciate everybody who bought a slice of pizza tonight. I haven't seen no tip jar notifications, but if there is some, I will make sure and give you your shout out and everything due. And I will update the boards for the little adventure thing that we're doing and see if anybody's changed around a little bit. But you guys make sure and subscribe if you haven't already. Click that like button and follow us on all social media. I'm on Discord, Instagram, Twitter. I actually got a Facebook page even. It's not very active because there's not very many people on it, but you guys go subscribe to it and maybe you'll make me more active. But I appreciate everybody, and we'll catch you next time. 73, guys.
73.